The truth crashed into her life on a quiet afternoon, not with thunder, but with a single sentence that shattered every belief she held about love. Sunlight poured through the open barn doors, dust floating in the air like suspended memories, when she finally understood that the man she married was never poor at all. In that moment, her world tilted because the love she thought was simple and honest was suddenly wrapped in a mystery she never asked for. If you believe that kindness, patience, and second chances still matter in this world, take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Heartbeat Tales, because stories like this are born from the belief that real love still exists. Arohi had grown up knowing the weight of scarcity. Daylight for her meant long hours working, hands roughened by effort, heart hardened by disappointment, yet still hopeful. She met Vihan in the most ordinary way during a bright morning at a countryside dairy farm where she worked part-time. He arrived on a bicycle, clothes faded, shoes worn, his smile awkward but sincere. He never tried to impress anyone. He carried hay, cleaned stalls, and spoke little, as if words were expensive. Arohi noticed how he listened more than he spoke, how his eyes softened when animals were frightened, how he shared his lunch without keeping track. In the clear light of day there was nothing dramatic about him, and that was exactly why she trusted him. Their love grew slowly, shaped by routine mornings and shared exhaustion. They talked about dreams while the sun climbed higher, about a future that felt fragile but honest. Vihan spoke of wanting a simple life, of fearing relationships built on status. Arohi spoke of wanting safety, not luxury. When they married quietly under the open sky, she believed they were choosing each other against the world. There were no grand ceremonies, just daylight, promises, and hope. Life after marriage was not easy, but it felt real. They rented a small place, counted expenses, and laughed about broken fans and shared umbrellas. Arohi worked harder, believing love meant sacrifice. Vihan never complained, never demanded more, and never let pride interfere with survival. But there were cracks she could not explain. He received phone calls he stepped away to answer. Strangers greeted him with respect that felt misplaced. Once, she noticed expensive cufflinks hidden away, quickly dismissed as an old gift. Each time, she chose trust over doubt. The truth came one afternoon when Arohi followed him, not out of suspicion but coincidence. She saw him step into a corporate office building glowing in daylight glass, watched guards open doors for him, watched his posture change, his silence turn into authority. The man who counted coins now signed papers worth more than her lifetime earnings. By the time she confronted him later, her heart already knew the answer. Vihan confessed without defending himself. He explained that he came from wealth so large it erased sincerity from every relationship he had known. He had been loved for what he could provide, not for who he was. So he had stripped his life down to honesty, pretending to be poor not to deceive her, but to protect himself. He wanted to know if someone could love him when there was nothing to gain. Arohi listened as daylight faded, realizing the cruelty and vulnerability wrapped inside his choice. The betrayal hurt deeply. It was not the money, but the lie. She questioned every memory, every shared struggle, yet she could not deny the man she knew in daylight fields, the man who never raised his voice, who respected her work, who stood beside her without control. His wealth was hidden, but his kindness had never been. They separated for a time, not out of anger, but confusion. Arohi returned to her routine, discovering how strong she had become. Vihan stepped back, refusing to use power or money to pull her closer. He waited, not in shadows, but openly, respecting her. Space. Days passed. In daylight clarity, Arohi realized that real love had not vanished. It had been tested. He had lied, but he had also lived the life he claimed, enduring hardship without complaint. His love had cost him comfort long before it hurt her. She chose forgiveness not because it was easy, but because it was honest. Their reunion was quiet, without dramatic apologies. They rebuilt trust slowly, with transparency replacing fear. Vihan opened his world to her fully, and Arohi set boundaries that honored her dignity. Together, they chose a life where wealth supported kindness, not replaced it. Before the ending, take a moment to comment and share your thoughts below, because your voice keeps stories like this alive and meaningful. In the end, their love stood in daylight, unhidden and real. Arohi learned that love is not proven by poverty or wealth, but by humility and growth. Vihan learned that protection through lies only delays truth, never replaces it. Their story reminds us that real love is not found in appearances, but in how someone treats you when nothing is at stake. If this story touched your heart, moved you, or reminded you of the power of honesty and second chances, please like, comment, and share this video. Your support means everything to Heartbeat Tales, where real emotions still find a home.